At Brooklyn Legal Services, we represent poor and low-income people with a mission of fighting poverty, economic and social injustice that our clients face each day.
We work very closely with community partners and community organizations across Brooklyn. So our work with the Flatbush Tenant Coalition is a perfect example of that. They are building tenant power in Flatbush and trying to really push back against the intense pressures to displace low-income people in Flatbush.
596 East 22nd Street is a building that Brooklyn Legal Services has worked with for a very long time in partnership with Flatbush Tenant Coalition. This is a building that has a landlord that is negligent in making repairs, is harassing his tenants. And most recently, he's really ramped up the efforts to push out long-term tenants that have lived in this building for decades.
The conditions that people were dealing with were unthinkable and deplorable, but it was a larger issue of tenants not having a voice in the system. And so for the coalition to come together and to think about how are we going to change this. Yes, we want to fix the conditions in the buildings. That's very important. We want to make sure people are in their homes, but how do we stop this cycle from continuing to happen over and over and over again?
The Flatbush Tenant Coalition, they were very helpful with us. They actually helped us form our tenant association. Well, they got Brooklyn Legal Services to represent us throughout the entire proceeding.
Brooklyn Legal Services helps in providing knowledge to the tenants to let them know what their rights are. Because without them, the tenants would be placed out in the street at a more rapid rate. And I think that with Brooklyn Legal Services, a lot of that is being stopped now. They're helping people not to be taken advantage of by the landlords.
It is incredibly important that we have Brooklyn Legal Services and that we are able to work with them. It's a group of incredible people who are truly dedicated to their work, who understand what is happening in the community and what it means for families in the community.
In 2008, it was a housing crash that was unbelievable. And I mean, people were losing their homes left and right. Most of the people that were losing their homes had mortgages. My house was paid for. I didn't have any mortgage. The only thing that got me involved was somebody coming to my house, ringing my bell and saying they want to build a house there and I could make some money from it. The broker brought in quite a few banks to give me a loan, but I kept telling them I had no job. I retired. And all the other banks said no. That broker said they knew someone that could give me a loan. And they don't worry about it, we will get that loan. And that's how Immigrant got involved.
Mr. Howell owned his home free and clear. He got a no income, no asset mortgage loan from Immigrant that was brokered to him. He didn't know what he was getting. He told them that he did not have income, and they gave him this mortgage loan that they knew that he could not pay. After only a year, his home was gone. He had lost to foreclosure. We brought a federal case, and at first we alleged what's called disparate impact, which means that Immigrant had a neutral policy that was impacting African American Hispanic neighborhoods in particular. But when we got the discovery from Immigrant, we got emails, we got data about their loans, we were able to crunch numbers. We could see it wasn't merely that they had a neutral policy, they were actually seeking out minority neighborhoods to make their loans.
Brooklyn Legal Service is the most professional bunch of people I've ever encountered. They put their whole heart into what they were doing.
The jury found that Immigrant did discriminate against its borrowers in originating these predatory loans and awarded 6 of the plaintiffs damages in a total of nearly $1 million.
I felt very good knowing that we won the case because these lawyers were incredible. I mean, to see them work was gratifying. We became family. I really feel that.
I believe the work of the Family Law Unit is crucial because many of our clients are in the midst of a crisis. There's a lot of safety concerns for them. To have an attorney that's going to be able to access legal services for them to go obtain an order of protection that they may need it immediately, it's sometimes life-saving.
I married him 2007. He has no green card. Then I have 2 children. My son is now 7. And my daughter is 6. So 2 years later, he has a green card. Then after, he looks different. He doesn't allow to, I'm going outside and talk to my family. Only my job is cleaning, washing, take care of his parents, his family, and my children and his. That's it. Is my job, it's my life, is my really everything.
When we got the case, the husband had made false accusations against her and obtained an order of protection on his behalf, which excluded her from the home. She was basically homeless, and it was very difficult for her. She had just arrived from Bangladesh, where he took her with the intention of abandoning her there.
I don't know nothing about New York or US because I came in here, my family give me married. So it's my life. Now I learning the school, and then I do myself.
What keeps me doing this work is that at the end of the day, I see how much someone like Miss Akhtar has come from being someone who is so afraid, who is hopeless, and then you see them believing that there's a possibility of having a different life.
I'm so happy. My life is coming back. My children is with me. First day they're going to school, I go with them. When I see the Miss Alison, my attorney, my heart is big. And I text her, call her. She talking look like my family member.
I want to thank you for the support that you've given us in the past and ask you to continue to give us the support. Without your support, we could not help the people in a meaningful way and in a way that is so vital and so critical to all of the poor and low-income communities in this city.